Have you ever wondered why it seems so easy for some people to get their hands on a brand new Rolex while the rest of us struggle to find an authorized dealer that just won't put us on a make-believe waitlist that has no end? In this video, we'll cover 5 models that are supposed to be easily attainable to the average person with little to no purchase history. I'll give you updated stats and prices for 2024, show you why they're still in high demand, and at the end of the video, I'll give you my unpopular and probably scathing opinion on why some creators and buyers think they're easy to get. First up is the 126713 GNR, the two-tone GMT Master. This retails for around $17,000 US and was supposedly at one point late last year and beginning early this year extremely easy to get. Right now, it's not. The market value of this watch is around 18 to 20,000 brand new in the box, so you cannot get this right now because of flippers. Basically, if you go into a Rolex dealer and they offer you this watch, buy it because you're walking out with a bag that has a watch in it and about $1,000 to $2,000 profit. Next up is the 226570 Explorer 2. Retail $9,650 US. The market value of these has exploded. Most of them are around $10,000 plus, with most being around 10.3 to 10.8, which with box and papers. Again, you can't find these anywhere. I don't know where this myth of these are easy to find is coming from. Yes, there are a very small percentage of people that are walking into Rolex dealers and being offered this with no purchase history or very low history, but those are dealers that probably have a glut of other models that they're trying to get rid of. These are not obtainable except on the grey market, and there is a small premium for this. Again, if you get offered one, you're walking out with a bag with a watch and a couple of $100 profit. Probably the biggest and the most egregious outlier on this list is probably the 126334 Datejust 41mm, normally the blue or the slate dial. Retail value of this watch with the fluted bezel is $10,300. Right now, the market value of this watch is around 13.3 to 13.8K. The index markers are much rarer than the Roman numeral ones. There seems to be a glut of the Roman numeral ones, which you can get for a lot less, but a lot of people don't like those. I did see one video where the creator in question, not naming names, touted this reference number as the most frequently delivered watch to ADs, and that is patently and absolutely false. Dealers are flipping these for 3 to 5K profit straight away. Private sellers are selling these for about 1K, 1.5K cheaper, but then you have the issue of not being able to return it, and you have the problem of dealing with a private party. Personally, I would only go with a regular authorized dealer and certified, someone like that on Chrono24, but even then you're paying around a $3,000 margin just to get it right now. Even an unworn 126300 slate dial, which is a watch I want, which only retails for about $8,000, currently flips from somewhere between $9,550 and $10,000 more unworn. Most dealers online are selling these from between $10,000 and $12,000. The cheapest one I could find from a dealer was a white dial with a smooth bezel, 41 for $80.27, so $23 cheaper than retail. The cheapest private I found was $9,200. Again, these are all online sales, not from authorized dealers, so your mileage may vary. Next up is the 126040 sub no date. Retail at $9,100 US. I only found one on Chrono24 and it was selling for $14,000. That's $5,000 over retail. So please don't tell me this is easy to get. It's far from it. There may be a lot of them out there, but a lot of people are keeping them because they are classy, they hold their value, and obviously they're going up right now. They're extremely hard to find online. Even eBay doesn't have very many. Now eBay tends to run about 10% cheaper than Chrono24 and other sites. You take your chances, you pays your money. eBay does have their authenticity guaranteed program, but I haven't used it yet. Lastly, we have the 126613LN or LB, depending on which dial you like. The 2024 models of the box and papers retail for $16,150. Chrono24 is 17.3K or more. If you add the years going back to 2021 when they started making this, it gives models from dealers for $300 to $500 above retail for the 21, 22, and 23 models. eBay again is around 10% cheaper, but that shows that these are not easily available. If they're easily available, they'd be cheaper than retail. That's the thing that most people and most creators don't understand, which we will get onto in a little while. These are still difficult to get, and therefore the prices are holding close to or above retail. So a quick segue and disclaimer. I consider anything as available as a typical walk in, talk to them, buy it, walk out kind of deal. or maybe a week or two of waiting, up to about a month. So what follows is simply my own opinion formed from my experience over the past few years or so, and experiences that I've heard of friends and other people. Your mileage may vary and your opinions may differ. So here's the real reason that there are many members of the watch community calling these models and more as available or easily obtained. And it's because they're either in a position of privilege, i.e. they're a creator or an influencer, they have a very large purchasing history, which is a form of privilege if you want, or they're a dealer masquerading as a creator. So if you're a well-known creator in the watch space, you're going to have some contacts. I'm not jaded enough to think that even Rolex would capitulate to a YouTuber, but there might be ADs out there who are savvy enough to realize that allowing a creator to give the illusion of an easy purchase is good for them. No AD is going to give away a watch, of course, but if they sell for retail with no weight, it would create even more demand for it in the long term, which can only be good for them, even as dealers as a whole. In turn, the creator has an illusion that was easy for them and so uses that as clickbait for their videos, knowing full well it was their position that allowed them a freakishly short wait time or no waiting at all. After all, if you already own several luxury watches, what's one more to them? The reality is very different for the rest of us. The same goes for the plethora of creators who are really just dealers in disguise. Now let's be honest, there are many who are forthright and upfront with their status as a dealer, and I applaud that. Be honest and it's fine. It's the ones that are not upfront about it that get me going. Be very wary of any video that claims to know how to get a Rolex with no waitlist. It's simply not possible except for the very, very unpopular models for the average person, and even then it's extremely unlikely. If I seem fired up about this, it's because I am. I've been trying to buy a Rolex to replace my father's mugged one for years. It's so frustrating. The other reason is that the buyers, either a creator or a private party, has a purchasing history with the AD. This still baffles me. It's not like my money is any different from their money. My $10,000 is no different to their $10,000. While it's true that prior history can give an indication of future spending habits, i.e. if they have spent $50K before, or they'll be more likely to spend $50K or more later, there's zero guarantee that they'll do it or do it with that dealer. Maybe I'll become the next whale. Maybe I'll be the one spending $50K next time. They simply don't know. But it's another way to gatekeep new buyers into thinking they're not worthy of a watch and to keep demand and prices high, and that's what it's about. After all, De Beers has done this with diamonds for 150 years and it's worked for them. But now they're coming under pressure because of advances made in lab-grown diamonds, and I for one am all about it. So listen. If you're looking for a Rolex and you want to buy new, the cold, stark reality of this is that unless you have an in, or you know someone, or you know someone who knows someone who works there, you're gonna have to wait, and it might be a long time. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you made it to the end, I appreciate you. Hit that like and subscribe button for more. Drop a comment. It really helps the algorithm, and I'll see you in the next one.